after 20 years, the charity has imploded because the African chairman of the charity, a clever lawyer, has decided that this is a white man's privileged charity. So the chief executive who ran the charity from London quit in December. Now all the trustees have quit too. She's reporting the charity to the Charities Commission. She's going to the High Court. And who is she talking about, Bev, when she says this? My actions are guided by principles of fairness and equitable treatment for all, regardless of social status. Who could that mean? Or financial means. Who could that mean? There are people in this world who behave as though they're above the law. What could that mean? And mistreat people and then play the victim card. Wonder who that is. And use the very press they disdain, we know who that is, to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. She has declared war on Prince Harry and the African prince because she wants to run the charity in Africa for Africans, and she doesn't want it to be a privileged white man's charity. That's what this is about.
So her name is Dr. Sophie Chandauka.
Yeah, she's from
the chairwoman of
Zimbabwe.
Sentebale.
Yeah.
And the board of trustees, one of which obviously will be Harry, tried to take her down from her position. We don't know why, but they didn't think she was doing a good job.
Yeah.
And so her reaction to that was to issue this statement, take them all to court. Yeah. She's claimed that she'd reported the trustees to the Charities Commission. The High Court had issued an emergency injunction to prevent her removal from that position. It is a big old mess, but does it really tell us a lot about Harry?
What it matters, Harry will be devastated by this because A, it was in memory of his mother, and B, it was one of his first big steps he did on his own. It was like his coming of age charity. He's already got the very fantastic one he does with the injured servicemen and women. But this is really important. He was in Sentebale, he was in Lesotho last year. He did a big fundraiser in New York for it. There'd be an annual polo match. Apparently, this woman, chairman from Zimbabwe, doesn't think polo is the right image for helping.
Makes a lot of money, though.
Makes a lot of money. So that's what's going to happen here. You boot Harry out and his royal mate, you're not going to get the money. Well,
Harry's statement says, with heavy hearts, we've resigned from our roles as patrons of the organisation until further notice. In support of and solidarity with the Board of Trustees, we've had to do the same. It's devastating. The relationship between the charity's trustees and the chair of the board broke down beyond repair, creating an untenable situation.
And he actually says what's transpired is unthinkable. I don't recall such punchy statements from both sides in a dispute about a charity like this, particularly one involving Prince Harry. Look, I'm often critical of Harry, but this
really? I hadn't noticed.
But this was a noble attempt to do what he thought his mother would approve of, and there's those lovely images we've been showing on TV, listening on the radio, of Diana in Africa when she was doing all the landmark work.
He's got a lot on, though. He's got Netflix series to make and stuff.
He's got a lot on.
Yeah.
It's called Meghan.
So, once again, we see another weak attempt to drag the Duke and Duchess of Sussex into a pit of criticism they simply don't belong in. This time the headlines are blasting. Meghan Markle never visited Lesotho, and Prince Harry has turned his back on his charity. Oh, really? Are we doing this again? Let's talk about what this story really is. Another hit job cloaked in concern, painting Prince Harry as some lost cause who's abandoned his roots, and Meghan as the outsider who somehow hijacked his moral compass. Please, we're not falling for that. First of all, Prince Harry co-founded Sentebale in 2006, a charity aimed at helping vulnerable children and young people in Lesotho and Botswana, two countries that hold deep emotional and historical significance to him. He didn't just slap his name on it, he worked. He visited often, he raised funds, he brought global awareness to the HIV/AIDS crisis among youth, and he did it with intention and heart. He was there. Now fast forward to today, or rather, to a calculated media hit piece featuring Chief Kobane Theko, the brother of Prince Seiso. Suddenly, we're hearing claims that Harry's loss of interest has killed the spirit of Sentebale. Really? This from a man who hasn't seen Harry since before his wedding, yet feels fully qualified to assess Harry's commitment? Let's not pretend this is a neutral statement of concern. No, this is part of the ongoing effort to discredit the Sussexes. It's a carefully crafted narrative that's trying to say, see, Meghan ruined everything, and that's not just inaccurate, it's insulting. And let's talk about Meghan for a second. The headline screams that Meghan never visited Lesotho, as though that's some sort of crime, as if her presence or absence in one particular country defines her worth, her compassion, or her influence. Newsflash. Meghan Markle is not the co-founder of Sentebale. She has supported Harry's philanthropic work in her own way, through her own advocacy, and most importantly, as a partner. And if they traveled to Botswana but didn't stop in Lesotho, that's not neglect, that's logistics, that's privacy, that's two people trying to live a life where every move isn't dictated by outside expectations and twisted media agendas. Now here's where it gets even more insidious. Enter Dr. Sophie Chandauka, a name suddenly at the center of this narrative, accusing the board of Sentebale of misogynoir, bullying, and even daring to claim Harry was using the charity as a PR machine for Meghan. What a coincidence, how convenient, that suddenly Harry and Meghan are being painted as puppeteers behind a supposed PR scandal, right when the charity is undergoing an internal shakeup. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? This isn't new. The moment Harry and Meghan decided to step away from royal duties, they became a threat. A threat to the establishment, a threat to the media money machine, and a threat to the image of control. And every single time they make a move, or even don't make a move, someone somewhere is ready to twist it. Harry responded to the claims, saying it's been heartbreaking to witness the lies, and how those lies hurt the very people who've invested decades in this cause. That's the statement of someone who cares. That's not a man turning his back. That's a man being driven away by toxic power plays, internal politics, and smear campaigns that are far more interested in headlines than actual humanitarian work. And let's be clear, Harry and Prince Seiso both stepped down, along with the board of trustees. That's not abandonment. That's a reset. That's a leadership shift that organizations sometimes need in order to grow, evolve, or even survive internal dysfunction. And if the UK's Charity Commission is investigating, let them. Transparency is a good thing. But don't for a second let that be twisted into Harry gave up. He stepped away for the good of the cause because staying tied to dysfunction isn't noble, it's dangerous. Now let's talk legacy, because the headlines want you to believe Harry has failed his mother's memory. But what they conveniently ignore is that every part of his life's work, from Sentebale to Invictus to Archewell, is built on the foundation of Princess Diana's legacy. Compassion, service, empowerment. If anything, Harry is evolving that legacy, pushing it further, fighting for modern causes that actually matter today. He's doing it while being attacked, lied about, and mocked every step of the way. And he still shows up. That's real commitment. Meanwhile, what's Meghan doing? She's raising children, building businesses, championing causes for women, mental health, media literacy, and so much more. But all the critics want to do is fixate on which country she didn't visit. It's laughable and transparent, so let's be honest here. This isn't about Lesotho. This isn't about Sentebale. This is about resentment. This is about a media and monarchy machine still bitter that Harry and Meghan walked away, on their terms, with their heads held high. And what we're seeing is yet another desperate attempt to rewrite their story into something small, selfish, and false. But here at Royal Sussex Squad, we don't buy into that narrative. We know the truth. We see the work. We recognize the growth. And we stand with the Sussexes not just because they're under attack, but because they're right. Meghan Markle never visited Lesotho as Prince Harry accused of turning back on charity. Dr. Sophie Chandauka slams Prince Harry after Duke of Sussex resigns from Sentebale. Prince Seiso's brother claims the Duke's waning attention has killed the spirit of the organization. A Lesotho royal has claimed Meghan Markle never came to the country where Prince Harry's charity Sentebale was born, and claimed the Duchess remains a faraway person to locals. Chief Koabane Theko, brother of Prince Seiso, claimed Prince Harry lost interest in Sentebale, the charity he co-founded in Lesotho. After marrying Meghan and moving to the United States, Prince Seiso's brother claimed the Duke of Sussex's waning attention has killed the spirit of the organization following his marriage in 2018 and subsequent emigration from the UK in 2020. The Duke's last visit to Lesotho in October 2024 was his first in 6 years, despite previously making more frequent trips to the African nation. Meghan Markle never visited Lesotho, as Prince Harry, accused of turning back on charity. Getty Chief Theko expressed his disappointment in an interview with The Telegraph near Sentebale's Mamahato Children's Center in Thaba Boshu. When Sentebale was launched, I remember his words quite vividly because he was very strong in saying "my mother, this place," her passion about Africa and all that. Chief Theko recalled. He delivered a stark assessment of the Duke's commitment. He's a loved figure because of his openness, but his loss of interest has totally killed the spirit of the Sentebale's survival. He added, "I haven't seen him, Prince Harry, since he got himself married." Chief Theko also expressed surprise at Prince Harry stepping away from the charity amid recent controversy. "I'm surprised that he's relinquishing the charity at this stage when one expected that he would jealously guard it," because it's under his mother's legacy and I thought he would want to die for it, he said. Unless maybe he is prepared to come after and come fix it and get it back, because I do not believe it comes easy to him to want to give it up. Like he's doing, it's a little bit strange for me. The controversy erupted after Dr. Sophie Chandauka, a Zimbabwe-born corporate finance lawyer and Sentebale's chairman, accused the charity's board of harassment, bullying and misogynoir. The Duke of Sussex met with Prince Seeiso of Lesotho for a welcome event at Sentebale's Mamahado Children's. She also claimed the Duke tried to use the charity as an extension of the Sussex PR machine to support his wife's public reputation. Prince Harry responded that the events had been heartbreaking to witness, adding that such blatant lies hurt those who have invested decades into supporting young people in southern Africa. Last month, both Prince Harry and Prince Seeiso stepped down from the charity alongside the Board of Trustees. The Charity Commission is now investigating the governance of the organization following Dr. Chandauka's allegations. Prince Harry founded Sentebale in 2006. Chief Theko said he was perturbed when the Duke and Duchess took holidays in Africa but failed to visit Lesotho. I was surprised to see them come to Botswana but not Lesotho. Knowing what they have in Lesotho would be bringing them closer to our shores, he said. But they returned from Botswana and I was a little bit perturbed by that. The chief noted that Meghan has never visited Lesotho, saying, "Did she never come to Lesotho, Meghan? No, she hasn't. So it seems like she's a faraway person for us. We do not know about her." He added, "I thought they would do that more often because he's been visiting a lot of African states after their marriage." Chief Theko described Prince Harry as a very down-to-earth person who was not self-indulgent and was everybody's friend during his more frequent visits. GB News has contacted the Sussexes for comment, so if you believe in truth over tabloid lies, in compassion over criticism, and in rising above petty attacks, then this is your squad. Hit that subscribe button, drop a super thanks if you want to support the show, and most importantly, help us push back against the noise. Because while they're trying to tear Harry and Meghan down, we're lifting them up, and we're not stopping anytime soon. #Royal Sussex Squad Strong.